Okay. So hi, everyone. My name is Andrea Jacob, and I'm a business advisor here at WeBC. I just want to quickly acknowledge that I'm working on the ancestral lands of the Coast Salish peoples, the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Musqueam, and Coquitlam nations, where I live and work. So feel free to note in the chat if you have a traditional territory that you are coming in from. We'd love to hear from you if there's a topic you would like us to consider for a future webinar, and feel free to tell us a topic in the feedback poll at the end of this session. All right, so, sorry. So a little bit about WeBC and what we offer. We provide support for you and your small business journey. We offer financing to get businesses started and operating capital to fuel growth. We offer more flexibility than traditional lenders because we take a holistic approach and provide loans based on your business viability, not based on formulas. So what this means is that we provide loans to a diverse range of women-owned businesses and support you with integrated services, including complementary training, mentoring, and business advising. Whether it's essential business skills development to personalized business advice, we know the right questions to ask and the right resources to connect you with. In our mentoring programs, you can connect with a network of women entrepreneurs and experts around BC who can support and inspire you. You can learn more about our services at webc.ca and sign up for our emails to get notified of our new programs as they come along. We have a bunch of great offerings that are coming up. All right, so today we're going to talk about email marketing. So the marketing landscape is constantly changing. New tools, platforms, and regulations are changing every day. And when we have so many marketing channels that feel outside of your control, your email list is gold because you own it. So how do you maximize your email marketing? Well, today we're going to hear from digital marketing expert and WeBC mentor, Glynis Tao. And she's going to be sharing with us some best practices to help you build, manage, and optimize your email marketing campaigns. All right, so welcome, Glynis. We're just going to switch over here.
Thank you for the introduction, Andrea. Please bear with me as we switch over. I have a slide deck prepared. Just have to. Okay. Can everyone see this okay?
Looks great, Glynis.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. In this webinar, I will cover how to attract, retain, and segment subscribers, craft engaging emails that resonate with your audience, use data to refine your email campaigns, and ensure your email marketing practices are compliant. Andrea's already done a wonderful introduction of me. I'm a clothing brand owner turned business consultant and SEO specialist. I have over 20 years apparel industry experience. I help brands increase organic traffic and make more sales with SEO. I'm also the founder of Chase Your Dreams Consulting, which specializes in strategy, business consulting, and SEO services for fashion e-commerce companies. And I'm also the host of Chase Your Dreams podcast. You can listen to that on most podcast platforms. I've also been featured on the front page of the business sections of the Vancouver Sun, National Post, and the Globe and Mail. So why is email marketing important for your business? Well, let's first define what email marketing is. Email marketing involves sending targeted messages to subscribers' inboxes to inform them of new products or services, boost brand awareness, and increase sales. Marketing emails can be used to engage, keep your subscribers informed and interested in your brand with compelling content from shoppable blog posts to how-to guides, inform, ensuring customers stay up to date and new product launches or business policy changes, and also convert, increasing sales through emails that feature special discounts and exclusive deals. as a business owner, you're probably juggling a lot, perhaps even feeling somewhat overwhelmed when it comes to your marketing. So let's just take a little step back here and see, where does email marketing fit into your marketing strategy? So when it comes to your website traffic, there's typically 6 types of website traffic. Okay, so there's direct, paid, referral, email, organic, and social. So you'll see where email fits within the 6 types of website traffic, and you can probably figure out where your traffic's coming from by looking at Google Analytics, and that will be able to give you an idea of your website traffic acquisition, and the breakdown of your main traffic channels and where your traffic is coming from. And so, why is email marketing important? Well, I can present some good ROI statistics that I found for 2024. Email generates $42 for every $1 spent. Mobile devices account for about 60% of email opens. 64% of small businesses use email marketing to reach customers. 89% of marketers use email as the primary channel for generating leads. 82% of marketers worldwide use email marketing, and 99% of email users are checking their emails daily. So, what are some of the benefits of email marketing? Well, here's the reality check. You don't own your social media followers. No matter how many followers you have on Instagram, they aren't really yours. You can't back up their data. And if your social media platform disappears tomorrow, so would they. But you do own your email list, which is why investing your time and energy into growing it is so important. Email marketing helps you not only build a relationship with your customer, but gives you a proven way to nurture leads and convert them into long-lasting customers. So just think about it. An email list is like your personal gold mine of potential paying clients. It's your direct connection to the people who have signed up to hear what you want to say. And I know it's really easy to get swept up in the new technology and trends popping up on social media, but I want to reassure you that email is far from outdated. In fact, it's more important now than ever. No matter what type of business you operate, an email list is the most important element of a successful marketing strategy. With that list, you can share your story, promote your business, and showcase your products, all while turning subscribers into paying customers. Online businesses that want to attract potential customers can use opt-in forms on the website to attract signups. And more experienced content marketers can use lead magnets to generate leads. You can also combine pop-up forms and Facebook ads to start growing your email list in a few simple steps. Another thing you can do is just add a subscribe button to your blog. If you have a blog, you can add a subscribe button so that people can easily sign up to receive your newsletters. Did you know the average consumer needs to hear from you 10 to 15 times before they are even ready to think about working with you or making a purchase from your shop? So with that in mind, I'm going to get into the steps to how to set up your email marketing campaigns. If you haven't done it, I'm just going to give you some 5 easy steps right now to how to get that started right away. You can actually go and do this today even. So the first step you want to do is to choose an email marketing provider. And there are so many great email marketing companies and platforms. You'd have to go, and I'm not going to go through all the pros and cons of each one here today due to time limitations, but I advise you to go and look into the different email marketing platforms. and choose a provider that, and I'll give you a few tips of what to look for, costs and scaling. So looking at a starting price and then the next tiers that they offer and compare as you move up in users, can this platform scale with you? Are there any extra fees for features or total number of emails that you send? Because sometimes they limit how many emails you can send out. And then features like scheduling, landing pages, automation, segments, and groups. And also, do you like the look and feel of it? Can you drag and drop? Can you easily import your email list or add single subscriber? So this is just some of the things to look for. And I just put a few different, some of the more popular email platforms here. The next thing you want to do is create an offer, or also known as an opt-in, freebie, lead magnet for your audience. And the important thing to keep in mind with this is that you want to be able to offer something of value, right? So these could be, an offer that helps someone save time, helps them make money, teaches something new, or just adds joy to their life, right? Because you want to give them a good reason for them to give you their email address, right? So oftentimes, like, they give you their email address in exchange for like a freebie or lead magnet. And some of these, I have a few different examples you can do. Is like having a free download, checklist, maybe offering a discount code for purchase or free shipping, maybe a template that they can use to customize, a fun quiz, exclusive content, maybe a secret blog post that you have, or a chapter of a book, a free module of a program. So there's so many different things that you can do and you can offer, but just make sure that it's related to your business. The next thing you want to do, so after you have your offer, you want to connect your lead magnet to your email service provider, okay? And so you want to create a simple way for you to be able to share your offer and a way for people to sign up to receive it. In other words, joining your email list, right? So here's some simple steps to make that happen. You want to create either a landing page, a pop-up, or an embed form for them to sign up and give you their email address. Then you want to be able to share that link to that sign up form so that they can enter their info. Then they would enter their name and email address on the sign up form. And then they will receive a confirmation email that's delivered, that delivers your offer to them easily. And then they are now subscribed to your future email communications and they will be receiving emails from you. So now that you have a place for people to sign up and join your email list, let's talk about promoting your lead magnet to grow your email list. So there are, a lot of strategies that you can use to do that. If you're just brand new, starting out, maybe currently, you don't have a big audience, like just go and invite your current audience and let them know about, this offer that you have. You can put it on your homepage, right? Because your homepage is one of the most visited pages on your website. So it's important that you take advantage of this important real estate. I recommend you placing your lead magnet above the fold, which is the top section of your homepage before you scroll down. Another place you can put it is on your website about page, because one of the worst mistakes that you can make on your website is not giving your visitors a clear path forward and opportunity to take action. So instead of having your about page copy dead end, consider popping in your lead magnet. And chances are, if your audience has navigated over to your About page, they are already interested in what you have to offer. Another strategy is having a website pop-up, which I mentioned earlier. That's just, I'm sure you probably all seen websites that have the pop-up box that comes up, and you pop in your email address there. Social media, right? You want to put it in your social media, in your bios. You want to post about it and mention it on your weekly content. Perhaps, create a post on your social media feed and pin it to the top of your feed. And you can also run meta ads, Facebook, Instagram ads that go to it. And you can also promote it in any of your weekly content, right? If you have a blog, if you have videos, podcasts, that sort of thing. So you can also promote and mention your lead magnet there. So now that you know how to create an offer and make an opt-in for it and share it with the world, we are going to talk about how to serve your growing list. So the first thing you could do is to have a welcome sequence. Actually, I recommend you have a welcoming sequence just for new subscribers. And what you can talk about in this welcome sequence email that basically gets triggered and sends out, like, that's why you need the email marketing platform, because it does that. It just it's as soon as someone signs up for your offer, it triggers the email sequence and sends it out to them. And so, you may want to send out just a welcome email. What you can do is in that email, is to be able to share your story, because the first email is a great opportunity to build that trust and relationship. Maybe just share a part of your story that aligns with the offer that they signed up for. And you can tell them a little bit about, your business, yourself, maybe why you started the company, share behind the scenes. Then you can set the stage, which includes like sharing details on what they can look forward to and how often you'll contact them. This is a great opportunity to let them know what's coming up next, and so they aren't surprised. Then you can connect them, include other opportunities to connect, whether you can share your social media accounts with them so that they can, connect with you in other ways. Another thing you can do is to teach something. So you can use the first email to give them some quick wins. That means they will walk away learning something or take action in their lives. And the more they learn from you, the better. You can also send some positivity to them, and words of encouragement. And the last thing I have is inviting a response. So asking a question and prompting your subscribers to hit reply, and then telling you more about themselves. And this could be a great way to create connection and build relationships. And then so now you have them, so they're signed up, right? And you want to keep the momentum going, right? So what are you going to talk about in your emails? So, choose maybe a schedule that you can stick to. Perhaps, sending out a weekly newsletter to them, right? So if you decide to go weekly or monthly or bi-weekly, like, just pick a schedule that you can manage and stick to, because I've seen the consistency is key here, okay? Because I have an email list I've been nurturing for 3-4 years now, and seeing uh, really like the payoff of having this email list just by being consistent. And so what can you talk about? You can, share stories from your work and your clients. So this would be great for anyone who use I in their emails and they like storytelling. They're okay with maybe writing emails on the fly. And you want to be able to create an emotional connection with your audience. And this is you're able to give a more personal approach, right? Because you want to have your audience to know, like, and trust you, right? So first they imagine someone just landing on your website or first discovering you through your lead magnet. And now it's kind of like this nurturing process of getting them to know you, right? And this is the best way to do that. Other things you can do is, share news and updates from your industry. Any tips and advice that you can share, what happened in the last month that was useful for your subscribers to know. Can you help them learn more about what you're an expert at? Sales and promotion. One thing I would say is to use this sparingly and not to make every single email just a sales email, right? You always want to aim to provide value first before jumping into sales and promotions. And why does someone need this offer right now? You want to, maybe create some urgency to it, put a time limit as to when this offer promotion is available for. And how will they help them, to be able to accomplish what they want faster or easier? And why are you the person to work with on it? Okay, so these are some good things to think about and consider when you are putting your email copy together. So let's talk a little bit about segmenting your subscribers. And most email service providers allow you to like add a tag to segment or group your subscribers. Email segmentation is a targeting technique where you divide your subscriber list into smaller audiences based on a set of characteristics that you choose. Segmentation allows you to personalize your messaging to specific people, which results in higher engagement because the topics are more relevant. So there are many ways that you can segment your email list, and I can provide a few strategies to get started, but it really depends on what it is that you want, the type of information that you are sending out to your subscribers. But you can, segment by demographics. You can segment by, the channel sign up channel where they subscribed. You can segment by customer journey, maybe where they are in their journey right now. If they're, maybe new business owners compared to more experienced business owners, you may have like different, segments to target those subscribers. So you may want to segment by prior purchases that they made, and also by email engagement, if they've, engaged more. Or you also want to do kind of a regular kind of cleanup of your email list as well, and maybe remove, ones that are less engaged. And it just kind of keeps your email list to the really, more engaged people. And the last thing I'm going to cover is legal and ethical considerations. So email marketing is one of the primary channels for businesses to engage with their target audience. However, all businesses that send bulk emails have a responsibility to adhere to strict regulations designed to protect consumer privacy and prevent them from receiving unsolicited messages. By understanding the various regulations can help you ensure you're complying to avoid legal penalties and reputational damage. So I've listed, there's essentially these three email compliance regulations. The CAN-SPAM Act is, even though it's a US regulation, it's important to understand the principles, because as a Canadian marketer, if you target the US or you target US customers, it's important to understand this regulation. So some of the key points of this includes clear identification. So emails must clearly indicate that they are advertisements. You have to have an accurate sender information, so the from, to, and reply to fields, and as well as the routing information, and they must be accurate and identify the person or business who initiated the message. Subject lines must not be deceptive and should accurately reflect the content of the message. It has to contain a physical address. Each email must include the sender's valid physical postal address and an opt-out mechanism. So you need to provide a clear way for recipients to be able to opt out of receiving future emails. And you have to honor these opt-out requests quickly, promptly. Also, monitoring. Businesses must monitor third-party email marketing services for compliance. Okay, so that's the CAN-SPAM Act compliance. The GDPR and privacy regulations it stands for General Data Protection Regulation, and it's a European Union regulation that also impacts Canadian businesses who are targeting EU customers. So some of the key considerations are to make sure that you obtain explicit consent from your recipients by sending emails before you're sending emails, sorry. You need to have consent from the recipients before sending emails. This consent must be freely given, specific, informed, and unambiguous. The recipients have the right to access their personal data held by the company. The recipients can request the deletion of their personal data, and you have to ensure that the personal data is protected and handled securely. And you can only collect data that is necessary for the specified purpose. And then CASL is the Canadian anti-spam legislation. Canada has its own stringent anti-spam legislation known as CASL, which includes obtaining express consent before sending commercial electronic messages, implied consent in certain circumstances, clearly identify the sender and provide contact information, including a clear and simple way for recipients to unsubscribe from future messages, and ensuring opt-out requests are processed promptly. And messages must contain truthful information and not be misleading. Okay, so hopefully that provided some clarity around these three different types of compliance regulations. But just let me talk quickly about some best practices for unsubscribers. So to ensure compliance and that you maintain a positive relationship with your recipients, right? You want to make the unsubscribe link that easy to find on every email. You want to process requests immediately, ideally within the legally required time frame. Consider sending a confirmation email to inform the user that their request has been processed, and offer an optional feedback form to understand why recipients are unsubscribing, which can help improve your future campaigns. And just a few quick tips on avoiding spam filters. So to improve your email deliverability and avoid being marked as spam, you want to ensure that your emails contain high quality, relevant content that provides value to the recipient. You want to steer clear of common spam trigger words in the subject line and in the body. You want to regularly clean your email lists to remove inactive or invalid addresses. You want to use proper email authentication protocols, and also encourage engagement you can do that by personalizing your emails, making them more interactive. These considerations from, the legal side of compliancy should be part of your email marketing strategy in Canada, if you're based in Canada. Okay, and by following these guidelines, your business can build more trust with your audience, and ensure that your marketing efforts are both effective and respectful of the recipient's rights. Okay, so reached the end of my presentation on email marketing. I am open to taking any questions. If anyone has any questions, I can probably, I guess I will stop screen sharing. But if anyone wants to get a hold of me after the presentation, you can go to my website, glynistao.com. My Instagram handle is @glynistao, and my email is hello@glynistao.com. So yeah, feel free to reach out. I'd love to hear from you and sort of what, knowledge you gained from this presentation today. And hopefully you found it helpful. I'm just gonna.
Glynis, I've been trying to answer questions as they've come in, but maybe you can, there's a couple questions about spam words in the chat. So you want to jump on those? I'll let you take over.
Spam words. I think anything you think that potentially could be considered a spam word, I would just avoid altogether. I mean, if you're questioning.
So I don't know, in my experience, it's been like free or lots of exclamation points and symbols in, I don't know, is that still relevant? Symbols in the subject line. What other spammy words would there be?
Oh, hold on, I'm just gonna.
I think maybe one of the best ways is if you jump into your own junk folder in your email. Take a look at the ones that your email filtered out, and you can start to see some trends in there and get an idea of what you shouldn't be doing, because obviously your email filtered them out, and other people's will as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because if your email has filtered it out as spam, there's probably a reason why. And look at the wording there. I mean, I put in free workshop, but I haven't been flagged for that in my emails. I've used emojis. I still see people using them. So
I think it also, like maybe you can get away with it because of the quality of your emails from the past and people's response to it, and maybe the email platform recognizes you as a credible source. But if you're just starting off, your emails, your email marketing, and you're new to the world, and you start putting all of these emojis and crazy things in there, that could be why. I'm not sure. But
Yeah, I mean, one way to go about it is to put what exactly is the content about in your email, your news, right? And craft your subject line based on the content. Um, obviously I wouldn't use like any kind of explicit, kind of profanity, like words, like stuff like that. Like, but if you are actually, creating content, that valuable content, and you're sharing that with people and you're adhering to that, it's really, you know, it's following your own values. I'm sure everybody here has, it's not out to, there's obvious spam. Like we've probably all received email messages that are just so obvious that it's spam. Another thing what I do is I subscribe to a lot of other people's emails, and maybe other people in your niche or in your industry, and just to see the type of emails that they send out, and kind of it gives you, that some ideas for crafting catchy subject lines. So I don't think I haven't been, flagged for spamming. But for me, I'm trying to find ways of crafting kind of like very interesting, like kind of catchy subject lines, but you don't want to create things that are misleading, or deceptive, and saying that, oh, you get this whatever free offer, and then it's not, so just make sure that what you're sending and what you're saying is actually in line with the content that you are sending out, and test it. Test your different subject lines and kind of see what your open rates look like.
So there's a question here that says, is there any strategy to best times or best days to send emails?
Oh, that's a good question.
Right, I'm tag teaming these questions with you, Glynis, so I might answer some of
I'm
them.
not looking at the chat, sorry.
Okay.
I see the
So
chat.
so if you want to take this
you're
one,
blowing
I
up
will check
there.
the Q&A. All right.
I'm just like following your cue here, Andrea. Best times, days. I mean, I send my email on Thursdays. So I feel like I avoid Mondays because I feel like we are already swamped enough with our inboxes and getting a lot of emails. We have to look at Tuesdays. Again, it's like test it out and see, what are your open rates maybe when it comes to the days that you're sending it out. I chose Thursday and not Friday, because I guess Friday people are kind of like, oh, I'm like thinking about the weekend already. So kind of like I chose Thursday because people are still kind of in the work mode, but it's more towards the end of the week. And, I've been having like a 40% open rate on my emails. And that's a pretty good rate, I think, around 35-40%. But just see, try different days, try different subject lines, maybe, and just see what the response is.
So there's a lot of questions that have come in that I've answered. It depends, and it really does depend. So, for example, I've experienced with a baby clothing business, and so it would be appealing to moms. So for moms, it's either during the day in the afternoon when the kids are napping, or in the evening after the kids, like later in the evening when the kids have gone to bed. So you can see that that's pretty specific. There's specific windows, say between 2 and 4 in the afternoon and 8 to 11 at night. So that's understanding of your customer's behavior. So it really depends on your specific customer and when you think that they're going to be opening up your emails, and have the time to actually look at it and do what you want them to do.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a really good point there. Considering your audience, right? What time of the day would they most likely be checking their emails? My clients are business owners. So, I send them out at like early in the morning. Um, so it's like kind of first thing. Um, soon as they log in, they see it. But yeah, so maybe, if your audience is new moms, um, maybe it's better for them, later in the day or so that's a good point there, considering your audience's lifestyle. Um, again, test it out and see what it looks like. I was sending them later, and like first I was doing like 10 a.m., 11 a.m., but then I started going back. And I was also thinking about the time difference too, because when I send out my emails at like, I scheduled them at 5 a.m., but it's really 8 a.m. over in the East Coast too. So yeah, you might want to think about the time zones depending where your audiences are and who you are serving. Um,
Okay, so there's a quick one in here that says, would you be able to provide a quick comparison between the different email marketing platforms? So, I mean, that I'm just going to jump in real quick, is that there's, like Glynis mentioned, there's a whole bunch of different email marketing platforms out there based on everyone's different needs. And I'm pretty sure if you search comparison marketing platforms on Google, you'll probably come up with a table with all the little checklists, and it'll give you all the features, and you can be like, oh, it looks like this one will be the best fit for me, right?
Very true. And I did that just, when I was preparing the presentation. Um, I mean, yeah, also consider who's putting these rankings together, because sometimes if they're the service provider themselves, of course, they're gonna say theirs is the best. But to me, I think MailChimp's probably the most common one that I've seen people have used, and probably is a good starter one. Um, and then I don't know, Klaviyo is also good. If you have Shopify, it integrates with the Shopify platform fairly well. And I know a lot of Shopify commerce brands are using Klaviyo. And yeah, there's other ones as well. So I feel like it's a personal choice too. And you can also probably sign up for a free trial as well, and just try out the platform and see like how user friendly it is. Is it very easy to put together an email? How's the template and stuff like that.
So, one of the themes that I'm sort of seeing in all of these questions is, like how do I personalize, or how do I segment my customers? How do I communicate with them? And I feel bad because I'm constantly saying it depends, but it really does depend on your business and what your understanding of your customers would be, right? So, for example, if you were marketing for um, a fashion line, that's going to be different, very different than if you're a business that's trying to market um, pools, swimming pools. So if you were talking about frequency, well, swimming pools would be seasonal, and you might want to really hit people in the summer and not so much in the winter. Whereas fashion, you might be able to market to them more frequently throughout the course of the year as different promotions come up. So when I say it depends, it really does depend, because there's so many different businesses out there. You can imagine that email marketing strategies are going to be very different from that swimming pool company versus a lawyer versus a massage therapist or a coffee shop.
Yeah,
So
very true. Um, and one of the strategies I've been using for my own business, because I do business consultant and SEO for e-commerce companies, is I have been focusing on like my own content creation around blog articles, maybe more long form ones, and providing information that way. But after that, it, I take that content and I repurpose it into other channels, like my email marketing. So I will promote my blog in my emails, and also repurpose it for my social media as well. So I know if you're a small business and you're probably like wearing all the hats, right? And you're like doing everything and wondering, okay, where am I going to put my time? Like, where's the best place I should invest my time right now? Because that's one of your most precious resources, right? To have the most impact. Um, I, I'm finding, kind of having that, creating the content, maybe in the form of a blog article, and then repurposing that. And you can even take that blog and like turn it into maybe 4 different emails or something like that, and slowly like kind of drip it out. Um, and that kind of works in a kind of there's two benefits, because you're serving your email list, your subscribers, but you're also driving traffic to your website. So you're not going to give them pasting the whole blog, but you're going to give them like maybe some a little paragraph or something, a preview on a certain area, and then link it to your website. And so that will drive the traffic to your website as well. So you kind of get this 2-for-1 kind of deal, just by doing that. And then same thing, like, reposting those things into your socials as well, and then driving the traffic back to your site. So it's a little strategy I've been using for myself, in just getting the most bang out of the content that I create, because it is like time consuming, like, to do this. So think about how the greater what the greater strategy is around why you're doing this, right? And not just, oh, one time I'm going to just have a sale or something, but kind of like be nurturing your audience and your customers along the way. Like, one of the clients I work with has a linen clothing company. I've been encouraging her to write blogs, right? And just to show her expertise. And she just did a blog article on how to pack your linen clothing for summer travel, and how to avoid all the wrinkles and stuff like that. And I was like, this is amazing. She's giving you tips and all this stuff. I'm like, you can just take all that and break them up into little smaller pieces in your email and send it out. And so she's tying in like a sale, a promotion that she's having for one of her linen dresses. And she's like, this is perfect. And I mentioned this in the blog article too. So it's like, here's a dress. It's on promotion for, whatever percentage off. And it's great for travel. And if you want to get some more tips how to pack for traveling, you can read this blog post. So see how it kind of all ties together. And that's kind of a way that you can start thinking about your content. Hopefully that helps. Because the hardest thing is to come up with what to say and what you're going to talk about, and you want to make sure that what you're doing is going to ultimately contribute to something, like, with your business, going to help, to grow it, right? So just take some time and plan it out and think about that. Any other questions?
Okay. Right. So someone asked, Haley asked, I work in a B2B service-based business where a lot of our marketing list building activities come from engaging with people in real life and their communities through long-term projects, as opposed to coming in off of the website. Do you have any best practices for managing this type of audience?
Sorry, what was the business?
B2B, and they're getting their leads in person. So how would they start email marketing to these types of people?
They get their leads in person. Um, so imagine through networking events or you
Mhm.
getting introductions through other people, probably more through referrals. Type, yeah, it that still, you have those people's contact information, hopefully. And if they're contact a connection, um, and there's maybe something you want to be able to nurture them in a way, maybe not, it's not depending, I guess, what you're selling. Somebody that you meet first time is not necessarily going to become a client right away, right? And so it takes a little bit of time for them to get to know, like, trust you. And so creating content just around your expertise and knowledge, um, and perhaps offering that to them and saying, hey, by the way, I started a weekly blog, or or I'm hosting a webinar. Those kind of things are all nurturing, activities, right? And so you want to have those people, um, like, that you want to let them know about it, what you're doing, right? And it's a great way to keep in touch with them. So I think it's still important if you do that, if you still like do a lot of in person type of things, just kind of keeps the people, top of mind, and think eventually, like, it's like, oh, when they are ready and they're looking for somebody, like, to help them, and you're like, oh, this is a person, yeah, you know.
I'm just gonna take, I think we are nearing, yes, the end of questions. If I've missed any, you can feel free to unmute and ask or re-ask on chat. So a lot of people have asked questions about, like the email platform, um, themes, templates, what to use. And what I've been trying to respond is that, a lot of the different platforms have a lot of different features. And so again, like, find ones that work for you. Um, and what I mentioned to one of the questions is that, find templates that kind of match your brand and your overall visual branding. And and again, it's all tailored to your type of customer. If you have, again, the swimming pool company versus an interior design, well, then the themes and designs that you might have in your emails for your interior design business better look pretty good. But if you deal in swimming pools, maybe it doesn't matter. Basic is okay, as long as you get the information. So yeah, your thoughts on that, Glynis?
Yeah, so, like, all great questions. I was just reading, scrolling through it, but I think you've done a really good job at answering them, Andrea.
You.
Um, sorry, did you want to just repeat that last question that you had? Because I was just
Oh, just people talking about the different themes and offerings on email platforms, but I tried to cover that off in the
oh, yeah.
chat.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. Um, I I guess it's so I see it's very personal.
It is very personal, yeah.
I mean, it's hard for me to say and pick which one, right? I think you need to go in and try them out and see how you feel with it after a little while. Try, just sign up for the trial and see what their um what that template looks like, if it's really easy and it's able to, you design it fairly fairly quickly and get an email laid out.
Glynis, hi, this is Cindy. I just have a question while you're on that topic
Yeah.
about the trial. Are you able to, on most platforms, do you know, able to, like, if I put in all my email contact list information, is there a way, like right now I have them all under my Gmail account, and I'm wanting to put them on a professional email site or platform. Uh, is there a way to transfer all your contacts over to another one?
Yeah, that's a good question. Usually, if not all platforms should allow you to do a bulk upload in it's probably in a CSV file. And so if you have an Excel, spreadsheet, you can convert it into a .csv, right? And I'm almost certain that most platforms you can upload a .csv and do a bulk upload on and put your whole list on there. So yeah, don't feel that, oh, because all your emails are on this one platform, you can't change or you can't leave. You could probably be able to export it out too. I know I've been able to do that, is export a CSV file out. And so I
Well,
even have my list at the back.
I think her question is coming off of like, say, a personal platform like Gmail, and where you might not be able to download. Like the upload into a platform is generally pretty easy, but a download off of, like say a free service like Hotmail or Gmail is going to be very hard, and it's going to be manual. It's going to be a manual
I
thing,
don't
right? Like
know.
if you
Is there a way to export out email contacts out of Gmail?
I don't think so. I've never seen it myself. And that might be a secure, I don't know if it's a security thing also, but
And yeah, because I know you have limited how many people you can send from Gmail, a Gmail account. I don't know how many that is, but this is why it's recommended to use the email marketing platform to do that, because you can send emails out in bulk. But that's why you need to make sure that it's all compliant, and the email service providers will ensure the compliancy, right?
yeah. And I think also if you did, let's just say hypothetically you use Gmail, you've got all these people that you would want to access on a professional basis. You were able to somehow download or manually list them all and then upload them into the platform. At that point, you would, in best practices, have them opt in to your marketing messages. Um, that's just the best way to do it, is because if you're like downloading, say, like your neighbor's email, and then all of a sudden they're getting like marketing emails from like some company that they didn't know that they signed up for, you can understand how that what you don't want is skip that you skip that process, you start marketing to people and they're like, this is spam, this is just spam, and then all of a sudden you become kind of blacklisted. So that's what you don't want to do. So if you're doing it right, you kind of do it that way, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point there of like, yeah, exporting out your current email contacts and then putting them in and then starting to mass email them without their consent. Um, that's a violation. So you do want to put them in. You may want to individually invite them to subscribe and just say, hey, I just created this, free sign up for an offer or whatever. If you, I think may be interested, and you'll be added to my email list, and to see regular newsletters. Like, I would be upfront and tell them that, rather than just go in and put them into the thing. But um another thing you could do is like do like a double opt-in, and there's that option as well. So what that does is, after someone signs up, they get an email and says, I confirm to allowing my email address be used, like an added, and then they click the button, and then you're like, it's like extra secure, you know, because they have given you that consent.
So, sorry, we're just running out on time here, and we're going to be launching the poll in just a moment. Sorry to cut you off there, Glynis, and apologies if we didn't get to answer all of your questions. But if we didn't answer your questions and you still have something pressing, you can definitely email Glynis, or you can email WeBC at Client Services, and we can make sure that we can help you out as best we can. So. Thanks to everyone for coming today, and the poll will be popping up momentarily. Okay, so I guess they can still hear us while the poll is going on. um, so just one thing I wanted to touch on really quickly with email marketing, and there's a lot of questions about what to do when and how to do it. And I guess one comment that I could contribute is that, you know, with email marketing, it's very the whole point is to figure out what message resonates with your customers, what they respond to, what they like, what they don't like. And so it's like this constant exercise to understand your customers better. And so if it's approached in a way that's kind of experimental and that you're trying to understand and kind of like have a conversation with your customers, then that kind of helps to inform the whole process and how you're marketing to them and how it's going to just improve over time. There's no like specific formula as to how, like, this many times, this is what you say, this is how you do it. It's kind of like this fluid process. Right?
Absolutely. I find it's like, as a business owner, it's always it's a learning process, right? Through trial and error, and you won't know until you make those mistakes. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's the best way to learn from it. And you know, I really appreciate everybody's time today. Hopefully you learned something and a value that you're able to take away with you. I see comments, people saying, yeah, I'm ready to just go do this now, which is great, you know. And of course, I'm here if you guys have any questions after this call, you're welcome to email me. I'll just again pop my email address in the chat here.
Yeah, Glynis, I'll share your email in the follow-up email as well.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so
Mhm.
much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Andrea, for hosting, and Jennifer and WeBC, and everybody for being here today.
All right. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye.